Our good friends, former Congressman Fred Grandy, his lovely bride, Mrs. Fred, is joining him this morning. They continue to expose the problem of creeping Sharia in America. Brand new website up called MuslimBrotherhoodinAmerica.com. That's the lesson plan with former Undersecretary of Defense Frank Gaffney. So good stuff there. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning, Jeff.
How are you?
Well, we are good. And here we are to depress you once again.
Excellent. Wonderful. It's gray, it's dreary, it's raining. Fred, your alma mater, Harvard, once again is embarrassing itself, so all is right with the world.
Well, why not business as usual? Why today be unlike any other day?
Exactly.
And Jeff, you cannot make this creeping Sharia stuff up. Today, female circumcision. Better known as female genital mutilation. I know you've heard about this, widely practiced on young girls in Islamic countries.
Yeah.
The thought of it makes me ill.
Yeah.
And it is against the law here in the United States. We know, though, that it does go on, as it does in Great Britain, where it is also illegal. But, in Great Britain now, they actually have statistics on this. It is estimated that 100,000 British women have fallen victim to cutting.
Oh,
now,
my gosh.
here in the United States, we have no statistics, Jeff, but the American Academy of Pediatrics actually condoned female genital mutilation a couple of years ago. Fortunately, there was such outrage, they retracted. Now, however, and this is the creeping Sharia part, a high-profile Muslim judge here in the United States, a member of the Association of Muslim Jurists of America, Dr. Hatem Al-Haj, who is also a fellow at the American Academy of Pediatrics, has spoken. Actually, he has written in a recent speech translated from Arabic that I found thanks to Jihad Watch. Dr. Al-Haj says that female circumcision is recommended and even an honor for women. Now,
Really?
Yeah. Really?
This would come as news, I'm assuming, to those women who are forced to undergo it?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
The World Health Organization says that this female genital mutilation has no health benefits, causes a range of horrifying problems, including severe bleeding, cysts, infections, not to mention the pain. So, you see, even though cutting, that's what they call it, cutting, young girls is against the law here in the United States. Here we have a devout Muslim, a judge, and a physician, no less, arguing that this barbaric procedure, sometimes done with no anesthesia, I understand, is completely in keeping with the words of classical Islamic scholars and an honor.
Oh.
Yeah,
yeah. All right. So where do we go from here? There's got to be other pediatricians who hear this stuff and say, hey, turn in your membership card at the door.
Well, let me just put this in perspective, Jeff, because FGM, as it's called, and honor killings and the kind of constant abuse towards women, whether it's in the courts or through blasphemy laws, has now reached a point where we at the Center for Security Policy are tomorrow launching a national public education campaign to essentially try and get American leaders, elected American leaders, to end, the Obama administration is talking about this war on women that is supposedly being perpetrated by the GOP. Well,
yeah.
The real war is the Shariah War on women, and we're having a press conference tomorrow to talk about that. And what Catherine just spoke about is part of it. And essentially what the Sharia war on women does is attack women in three specific areas, which we'll highlight through a panel that will be chaired by Frank Gaffney and some distinguished scholars, a couple of them, Noni Darwish and Cynthia Farahat, a couple of people who have escaped from Sharia in Egypt, but essentially talking about life, liberty, and happiness and how Sharia crushes everyone, whether we're talking about honor killings, physical abuse, the kind of FGM Catherine talked about, rape, or we're talking about how it crushes their liberty through censoring free speech. I mean, just honor killings alone. There are three high-profile cases in this country since 2008. The Amina and Sarah Saeed story in Texas of 2008, Noor El-Maliki, who was run over by her father in Arizona in 2009. A woman named Fatina Abdallah in Florida. And these are cases that have pretty much either been glossed over by the press or scuttled by the police. So what we're hoping to do tomorrow, and it will be live streamed on a website called the Shariah War on Women.org. I know I'm inundating you with websites.
That's right. We're going to get them all posted on our Facebook pages.
But this will become our kind of one-stop shop on the Shariah War on Women. And I do want to give one kind of shout. There's one member of Congress who is up to speed on this, and not surprisingly, it's Frank Wolf of Virginia.
Okay.
Who this week is introducing an amendment to an appropriation bill that is trying to get the United States government to begin to compile statistics on honor killings, because he says it's reaching a point where we need to count up and do something about this.
Right.
But, we're also trying to pursue these American laws for American courts, and just coincidentally, we had a case that just developed yesterday. We're trying to get this passed in Kansas. And a woman and her brother came to us and said, I've been trying to divorce my husband for a number of years because I am his third wife, and what he does is he marries women and then goes to court, divorces them, leaves them destitute, and in every case has been awarded a full custody and property settlement under Sharia law in this country.
Oh, my gosh.
So what we're trying to do now is compile all of this information into this Shariah War on Women.org. We'll be live streaming it tomorrow, and then follow on with materials people can use, because this will be hopefully a kit that women will be able to use as they go forward in this case.
Okay.
But it is astonishing to me that with our concern about human rights and supposedly our concern about women's rights, that the Shariah War on women is one of the best-kept secrets in the United States, let alone the world.
Exactly. Well, not anymore. We're going to get it out there. That's Congressman Fred Grandy, his lovely bride. We call her Mrs. Fred because that's what she asked us to call her. Good folks there. They continue to expose things that, quite frankly, nobody else will talk about.